You know I gotta put some vocals in there too. This beat is crazy fine. This is crazy good. Like what? I just wanna keep it like that, just like that. So this is how you can flip a sample into like a crazy banger. So the sample, the name of the sample, it's more clear. He's the pain. It's that is the pain for real. So what I did, I think I picked up that that part, the outro, um, and then I put it on the quick sampler. You guys already know my steps. Put it on the quick sampler. I like to go. You went on transient notes, but I kind of like flip it on my by myself. I flip the part that I like on my own, and then I press the keys. I tried to press the key, but again my keyboard was not working. So if you put it on there, it's kind of like a loop. It's a simple loop. But the most important thing was the pitch. I put it -6 semitones, so the original tempo was 120 something, I think. So because I pitch it down, I had to put the tempo at 96. So this is how it sounds. It sounds very dark and simple. So I was like, okay, I got something going on. So if I put it like the natural tone, the natural pitch, it was gonna sound like this, but I like it better. And on the same sample, there were some keys going on. There was some keys, so I kind of like, okay, let me just press Command D, copy paste it, and then keep the same pitch, you know. Um, keep the same pitch, so it sounds like this with the keys. So I was like, okay, I'm not really hearing, like I can't really hear the keys on that. So I went on Sound Shift. It's a wave plugin. So I put 12 semitones on the keys, so that it can sound like that. So I said, okay, I got a vibe going. I got something. We got something. So I said, cool. And then I went on Logic. I love using Logic stock instruments or stock plugins or whatever. It's good. I think it's a very cheap way to go, especially if you like to flip samples. Don't need to buy expensive plugins. So I went on there. The key is songwriter, and I was pressing it, and then I said, man, this shit is not working. So and then it was not working right, and then I pressed some keys, and I said, oh, that sounds good. Let me just do it again, and then it sounded like that. It sounds very trappy, and repetitive, very catchy also. So, and then I said, okay, let me just try to put some vocals. Put some vocals. I wanted to go on Alchemy, but I said nah. Let me try to use OK because I pay for this shit. It's like $10 a month, and I say okay, let me just. At least I never been using it, so let me just okay. And then I went. I didn't know the. That's why like you have to use your ears a lot. I didn't know the key of the sample, so I say all right. Let me just go on the songwriter on my piano stuff, and then I saw like it was C sharp. I said okay, C sharp is the main key, and then I went on vocals, I went on arcade, and then I put the C sharp, and then I tried to pick the most darkest vocal shit ever, and then it sounded like that. Let me just play it because so dark and scary. And then with the sample and everything, it sounds like that. Cool, right? Cool. And then after I was done with that, in my head, I was thinking about drums. And then in the drums, for the first time, usually I start with the snare. And I say, okay, let me start with the 808 instead. I say 808 it is, my boy. And I put the 808s with everything. I put the 808s. The 808 is some Wonder Girl 808. I like it. At first, I didn't like it because it didn't sound too good, but because I didn't cut out the bass of the sample, so now it sounds better. So I was playing with the 808. In my head, I was thinking about boom, 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 boom. I don't know what, but what was in my head, I put it on the computer. So this is what it sounds like. Okay, we got something going on, and then the hi hats. On the hi hats, I didn't want a natural hi hats pattern. I wanted like a weird hi hat pattern. On the hi hats, that's when I spent a lot of time because I wanted like very specific, like very catchy, and you know. So I got this on the hi hats. And then I just put the snare. The snare is I think it's another Wonder Girl snare. Today I want to make Wonder Girl type beat for Travis Scott. That's crazy. We got our title. That's how we got our title. And then that's the snare. again, I didn't want the snare to be like a typical snare pattern. I wanted like to be a little bit upbeat or catchy, you know. And then after that, I say, okay, it's a little bit too simple now. It's missing some hi hats. And then I put the hi hats, another hi hats, kind of like a boom bap hi hats I found on Apollo Brown drum kit. Like those are very, 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 very important. Whenever like you wanna make your hi hats catchy, you want to do like the first one, like a higher velocity, and then the second one you want it to be like 81. And then to get the you need to get that one maybe like at 4. You're not really gonna hear it, you know. But when everything is together, it's gonna give you like that, that up tempo, like upbeat. I don't know how to explain it, but it sounds so very catchy and it's a vibe. The hi-hat just meshed together, bro. Like, and then we put the open hats, and both of the open hats, it's kind of like the first open hats was a reverse open hat, so you can give me that how to say this, I forgot, structure, not structure, like the texture, just for texture. And then here, the first open hats, I didn't want to listen to the whole sample like this. I wanted just the top, like, see, I see. Okay, so and then after that we have the kick. On the kick, I wanted to leave it a little bit more open, because when you have like a beat like that, you don't want your kick to be all over the place. You want the kick just to be, how to say this, to fill out the dead space. At the same time, you gotta leave a little bit of like space for the other instrument to shine, because if you overdo the kick, the hi hats, the open hats, the snare, the 808, they're not gonna sound good at all. But when you're done with everything, all the snares, all the 808s, all the hi hats, the open hats, and then you can take your time to put the kick. You don't have to do too much. The kick is just the ice on the cake. Just put the kick at the end, and then your beat is good to go. And if you take a listen to that, everything is the 808s, hi hats, snare, hi hats, and then open hats, and then the kick. The kick is just like the end, and then that's the beat though. That's the beat. Alright, yo. Thank you for watching. It's been a pleasure. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share, comment. Let me know what you think in the comments. Peace out.
Feeling nervous sitting in a room full of white folks, thinking about the black man plight, think I might choke, nope. Raise my hand to ask the man a question. Does he see the struggle of his brothers in oppression? And if so, if you got all the power and the clout as the president, what's keeping you from helping niggas out? Well, I didn't say nigga, but you catch my drift. He looked me in my eyes and spoke, and he was rather swift. He broke the issues down and showed me he was well aware. I got the vibe, he was sincere and that the brother cared.